Caribbean or African heritage, especially in this day and age. Everyone's looking to him to aspire to, I don't know, maybe live their best life like he's living his best life. Yeah. You can't knock him.
Agreed. You've got Paul Pogba on the back of his shirt.
I'm representing today.
Let's have a look. So if you can do it properly. So just for listeners out there, Zeke is showing off his Paul Pogba shirt to us all. Right. So Tash, I know that you're a woman that you write a lot about football, and I know that you're across a lot of the women's game and what's happening there. We caught up with Rene Hector. We're going to hear from her in just a little bit, but just on the Women's World Cup, which is this year, what are you expecting from England? And if you were to rank England in terms of teams that can win the World Cup this year, where would you rank them?
My head would say last four. My heart would say final. Okay. I feel like for an international team, you've actually seen progression over the past few years for England. You know, I remember watching them a few years ago get absolutely battered by Germany at Wembley. It was actually Lucy Bronze's debut, and she didn't have her best game, even though she was very highly rated then. Everyone thought great of her. It wasn't her best performance. You know, so to see the growth within that team, I expect them to go, they're going there to win it. You know, I've been very vocal about my thoughts on Phil Neville as manager, but we have to put that aside now. We have to support the girls. There's been the disappointment of people like Jordan Nobbs, who's not going to make it, which is a huge loss, you know, one of the best midfielders in the country. But they're going there to win it, and it wouldn't surprise me if they came home with the trophy. It would, and we're holding the tournament in 2021.
Yeah, we are.
So you know, we're hosting the Euros.
It's coming home.
The tournament, isn't it? The trophy might not be, but the tournament's coming home. and in the women's game, who's their Paul Pogba? Who's got this? Who's the swag queen in the women's game?
Oh, that's a really hard... I'm going to plead the fifth on that one.
Plead the fifth?
I'm going to plead the fifth.
So anyone out there that has any recommendations that kind of anyone in the women's game that maybe is doing it big, let us know. So as promised, I mentioned I caught up with Rene Hector, the Tottenham ladies defender. We spoke about a lot of things, and in particular music, and here's what she had to say.
I want to know about how you went from, you know, being heavily entrenched in music to then going into being a professional football player.
Ever since I was little, my family have always been heavily into music. My sister used to sing as well, so I used to listen to her and go along and listen to her do loads of different competitions. She was on X Factor one year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, her and my cousin and their friend got through to like the last 36. I think it was the year that Leona Lewis actually won it.
Okay.
So they got quite far, to be fair to them.
Was you there?
No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't there. I wasn't allowed. I think I was at school. I was gutted. Yeah, and my mum's cousin is Carol Decker, the lead singer of T'Pau.
Yes.
So yeah, it's been a heavy musical influence in my family. So I've always grown up loving music and sort of singing and stuff like that. But I've also grown up loving football. My dad was a heavy football fan and used to play himself. So I think in the end, football just about outweighed music, but there's still definitely music is important to me. When I was at college, I actually found out that one of my classmates was my cousin. So we ended up getting quite close, and she was a really good singer as well. So we actually formed sort of a duo band.
Nice.
Called Twin Fire.
Boom.
It's sort of a mixture of our star signs. Worst name, don't judge.
I've heard worse. I've heard worse.
But yeah, so we decided to sing together. I played the guitar, and then we both sung as well. And I think it got to the stage where we'd done a few competitions. We managed to sing at the O2 Indigo, which was an incredible experience.
Nice.
I think it was when I got to about 18 that I really had to make a decision, because they were both taking up a lot of time and I couldn't sort of put my all into both of them. But yeah, throughout all of that, I'd still played football at a high level. I was at Watford for 10 years through the academy and then into the senior setup. And then I obviously moved over to Spurs.
And tell me a little bit about the dressing room at Spurs ladies. Who controls that? Who bosses that? Who's in charge of selection? Who's got the boombox in your dressing room?
Oh, I'm actually the DJ in our dressing room. Yeah, we had. I used to bring along this great big boombox. but unfortunately someone spilled a drink on it, so it destroyed it. Now I've got this tiny little speaker that doesn't it doesn't really do the job, to be honest. We're always the quieter dressing room, so we need to get sort of a whip round from the girls to get a big speaker of it.
And what kind of sounds go down in your dressing room, pre-match?
There's a lot of sort of R&B. There's Justin Bieber for the captain, because she's absolutely obsessed with him, so I have to play at least one Justin Bieber before each game. But it's a lot of sort of upbeat, maybe some Afro beats and stuff like that as well.
And next year is the Women's World Cup. How important is the next year's World Cup for women's football, period? And secondly, England are looking really, really good to get to the semis minimum, I would say. How important would it be that England do really well at next year's World Cup?
I think it would be really important, because definitely from the last World Cup, from England actually doing so well, I think it massively made women's football grow. Ever since then, it's sort of blown up and got huge. So I think definitely if England do well again, in next year's World Cup, I mean, dare I say, I think we actually have got we've got a big chance of getting to the finals and doing really well. The squad looks really, really strong. Yeah, they've definitely got the tools and the ability to go and win the World Cup and sign professional athletes.
Cool, and let's finish on a couple of music questions now. What's the one thing about music that if you could change, you would change? What one thing annoys you about music in today's generation?
To be honest, I think most music these days just sounds the same. I think a lot of it's sort of the same melody, the same beat, the same sound, and which is not sort of really my thing. I like stuff that sounds a bit different. So I think, at the minute we're sort of struggling for a bit of originality.
And finally, tell me your musical icon. Who's the one person, the one group that for you has always been, that's my guy, that's my girl? Who's your musical icon?
I think I would have to say Luther Vandross.
Go on, why?
And that's only because he was my mum's favourite artist ever. So every single journey we definitely listened to at least some Luther Vandross. And I remember when he passed away, she sort of sobbed for a whole week, and then we listened to all of his tribute tracks. But I think he's an incredible artist, and he's got the most beautiful voice. It sounds like velvet. And I think nobody's even come close to sort of reaching that level. But I think I'd definitely say Luther, because he's just so good. And because he was my mum's favourite as well, so it makes him my favourite.
I think that's a favourite amongst a lot of people as well. And Rene, thanks for your time. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Nice, Rene. I like how she said Vandross's voice sounded like velvet. She's a winner for that.
Come on, she knows her music, man. She knows her music.
Very musical. Can I just make a point though? I mean, she's Spurs, right? So switching over to Arsenal, right? Why are your chants so dead? Like, you guys don't have a musical bone in your body, really, do you? Like, your football chants. It's like, this is a Spurs fan here, shutting it down with her musical knowledge.
We don't have musical bones in our body?
You don't. I've been in the stands.
Our players?
We don't have good fans. Hang on, we don't know our music, or we have dead football chants?
Dead.
No, I don't think the chants are the problem.
Dead.
I mean,
you got two Arsenal fans. I'm calling you out.
I'd say we don't have enough fans that know the songs, so the songs sound dead.
Some of our songs are dead, though.
I mean, I'm not one for singing along.
It's literally just like chanting someone's name 10 times in a row. Do you know what I mean?
Come on,
Thierry Henry. Thierry Henry.
Can we get a couple of those? Because you got red hair. That was a big tune.
Can we get a couple of the current ones?
We love you, Freddie, because you're everywhere. That was a big chant back in the day.
Give me a current one.
I like the Van Persie one as well, but that was
he's gone. So. Aubameyang's one.
He really just cutting us down.
Aubameyang. That's just his name. They're just literally Aubameyang.
Oh, see?
Aubameyang.
You guys need to listen to some.
We need to get on to Maria. Get Maria to get everyone singing some new chants.
We do.
Maria will get everyone singing.
We need to play some Vandross on there and just, get some inspiration.
Then we won't be watching the football. We'll just all be singing along in the stands.
Trust me, it will help your football as well.
So we need to kind of do a shout out on that one.
At least
Maybe
you've been good for 5 games.
Maybe we need to get people to suggest whichever club has the worst set of football songs, because Arsenal, to be fair, we'll be up there. We've got some really, really poor songs. You know what I mean? So, calm down. So, anyone that wants to suggest a team who they believe has the worst set of football songs, let us know, and Zeke, or I guess we'll try and remix it and jazz it up a little bit. Yeah,
drop some bars
on that thing. So
bring back dark bars.
We'll go there. No, don't do that.
That's my alter ego, by the way. Dark bars.
Dark bars. You know,
look them up.
Or dead bars.
Look them up.
With a Z at the end of bar.
Of course,
Of course it's with a Z.
Dead bars. Zeke, so ball of the month time.
Yeah, man. You want to go first, or am I going first? I think you should go first.
No, I'm going to let you go first.
You want me to go first, so you got more time to think about it.
No. I just think you should go first. Yeah. I'm being a gentleman.
I know you have a short list, so based on what I'm going to say, you're going to change your answer.
No.
I think they should have nominated their baller of the month before the show to make sure they weren't the same baller, but, you know.
Hey, Jordan doesn't have my level of ballerism. Is that a word? I'm making it a word.
No, it's
You're damn right I don't.
It's a word now. Journalists in the house. It's a word. Use it in your next article. I am going with Floyd Money Mayweather. He made $9 million after 140 seconds in the ring. New Year's Day.
Okay, yeah, that was
knocked out 21-year-old kickboxer who thought he could do the thing. 140 seconds, went in, took his money, went home. Good day to you. All up. Who you got?
I'm going to go, I think the guy that's impressed me this month, I'm going Marcus Rashford. Because I think his game this month, he scored, I think, 4 goals, and I think got 2 or 3 assists.
Yeah.
A couple of the goals he scored, some of the skills that he's been putting in. Come on. He's been breaking legs out here.
Nathan Ake as well, you know.
He's been breaking ankles out here for a minute. So, and I just, literally. And I just think that someone that's gone from someone that can barely make a 5-yard pass to someone that's now on the wing, bending up man, in that short space of time.
Did you say barely make a 5-yard pass?
He was struggling. So
he can't pay a compliment about like
it's United. So my ball of the month is Marcus Rashford. But Tash, you got the final say. Who, based on those 2 arguments and suggestions?
$9 million.
Easy Rashford.
Oh, come on.
I'm sorry. Border Mayweather. Just take your money. You got enough of it. I'm sure the interest is good.
There you go.
You're not only embarrassing yourself.
No one want to hear that.
Not only are you embarrassing yourself, you're embarrassing other people's sports now.
Tell him, Tash.
Sit down and relax.
$9 million
you're making.
in 140
so you need to beat up a little
seconds.
Picnic to make $9 million.
Tell him,
Tash. He's a kickboxer, you know.
I know he's a kickboxer, but he's also a young child who probably got a check waved in front of him and said yes, like any young sports person would do.
Get punched in the head for 10 minutes and you make some money.
You know, Mayweather, just go and sit and relax, retire with your legacy.
I can't argue with the judge.
I don't want to brag, but
I don't have to like the judge's answer, but I won't argue.
That's 1-0 to me, isn't it?
Can I have a special nomination for Jordan Dunn? Because she's killing it at the moment and she's on the front cover. I think it's her, Stormzy, Dina Asher-Smith, again, who could be another person nominated. Love her. It's the cover of Elle and the Great British Fashion issue. And Wilf Zaha's on there, but Jordan Dunn's on the cover with Stormzy, so I'm over Jordan.
But just to repeat, you're giving me the vote on that one. Okay, so just so we know, show 1, it's down 1-0 to JJB.
And also, extra points for Rashford.
It's still dark.
Because he could have let Mourinho...
Or it's in the dark.
Mourinho clipped his wings. He could have let him stamp on his spirit, but he didn't. He's come back stronger.
Tash, no more now, because Zeke's feeling bad now.
Boy.
So let's wrap it up now, guys. So, Tash, before we let you go, what are you up to this next month or so? What's coming up for you? Talk to us.
What's coming up for me? More football. I'll be at Fulham, seeing if they can keep themselves in the Premier League.
Man like Ranieri.
I know, Uncle Claudio, man. You've got to love Uncle Claudio. Yeah. Lots more football, more radio, and hopefully some Formula E later this month.
Love it. Cool. What are you up to?
Me? Everything, man.
Great. What
am I not?
So how can people find? How and where can people find us, Zeke?
Check out beatsandballs.com. Our socials on Facebook is beats and letter N balls, because they don't allow you to use characters. It's so weird.
How rude.
Same with Instagram. It's beats letter N balls. See you on there, man.
Loving it. Until next month. Peace.
Yeah.
This is the Beats and Balls Show. New balls, please.